I'd like to welcome you all to our Tuesday 1:30 p.m. session where Innovative Touch Realty will be doing a session on DC real estate, summer market update, and a review game of some of the concepts that they've covered in the past months. I'm going to read our disclaimer before we get started. The WildTech DC Senior iPad program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual help, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information and any applications or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thank you so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see us or hear us or see the screen, please let us know in the chat. I always recommend that you have your phones and TV silent so you can give others and most importantly yourselves the most immersive experience. And I always recommend that you have some kind of notes next to you so you can write down any pertinent information and review it later on. Kristen, if you could introduce yourself and what you'll be covering today, we'd really appreciate that. But as a reminder, I hope you all enjoy your Juneteenth tomorrow. We will be off for Juneteenth. So we'll see you all on Thursday for our next session. And I hope you have a wonderful Juneteenth holiday as well, Kristen. And thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you. All right, everyone. So this is my fourth time presenting, and now I'm starting to recognize your voices and recognize faces, and I see some new faces as well. But one thing that I'm so ashamed that this being my fourth time, that I don't have that backdrop that everyone every time I log in, I'm like, I keep forgetting to change my background because it's always so colorful and festive, seasonal. I see people bringing in the summer with their backdrops. I see a little Juneteenth backdrops going on here. And I promise I will do better in the fall. You're not going to see the side of my house in the background. But thank you so much for having me, as well as Rashi. I am Dr. Kristen Sampson. Let me see if I can share my screen up here. Alex, did I share it already? Okay.
Yep, you're a co-host, so you can share your screen. Mm-hmm. You're good to go. Thank you so much.
All right. So I am Dr. Kristen Sampson. I'm the broker of Innovative Touch Realty. We're a real estate brokerage in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I'm a native of Prince George's County, and I am happy to be here again. So Rashi is one of our elite agents, and he will be joining us at some point as well. I have met with some of you all outside of WildTech to answer some questions. Again, you are some very busy people to keep up with. So if at any time though, if your questions have gone unanswered, we are happy to keep the dialogue going. We just love to foster that sense of community. So, oops, let me see. I jumped ahead, way ahead. So as you can see, today we have a review game. I talked with Alex about holding a review session that culminates everything that we've discussed so far. And this is the key part. Let me say this before you all walk away, or we do have a prize. So with it being Wild Tech, it is going to be a digital prize. We have a digital gift card as a prize. And so hopefully that will foster some participation to answer the questions. If you have any questions about the answers, then let me know and I will explain more. So we're going to cover the first three sessions, but first I did want to provide just a market update for your information or anyone that you care for that might be making some real estate decisions. So contrary to popular belief, home prices are up compared to last year at this time. So they're still a very low inventory. If anyone is looking to move in the rental market, or if you're looking to purchase, then you will know that the inventory is low. There's not a lot of places to go, which is causing the prices to continue to slowly increase. Um, and that's not to be a discouragement because it's always a good time and we're very creative and helping buyers find resources to purchase as well as renters finding places to lease. So we do cover both. We list as well as we list homes for sale and rent. And then we also have how buyers find homes and renters find new places of residencies. So it's a little tough out there, but we're here. We're up for the challenge. The second piece of new news in real estate is that on August 17th, the National Association of Realtors is changing their presentation on how they compensate or pay agents such as myself. So when you become a realtor and you pass your test, you are a real estate agent. To become a realtor, Realtor, you have to affiliate with a local or national jurisdiction. So it's kind of like almost like a union in a sense. You know, you have a covering that you are answering to make sure that you're conducting business correctly. So there was a lawsuit that sellers are being forced to pay a certain amount to buyer's agent. Now in DC, this has not been the case. You have the right to negotiate the price of commissions. Commissions also are tax write-offs. So when you sell your home, you can write off the commission for paying an agent. You can write off for any capital changes that you've made to a home. If you updated a bathroom, updated a roof, any big changes to your home, those are tax write-offs. So that has not changed, but you can negotiate how much you want to pay to have your house marketed for sale. So that is a big news in regards to agents, but also because of this litigation, if you want to see a property, if you want to see a property because you're renting, you want to rent a new property, or if you want to see a property because you want to purchase a new property, you have to have an agent agreement signed first. So even if it's a family member that's a realtor, if it's myself or Rashid, you have to have an agreement. And the agreement does not have to include that you have to pay us to see the house. We don't do that. But the agreement is saying that we are representing you. If you have any questions, then we are advocating for you. So that is a big change. And if anyone has any questions about that, we are happy to talk about it. Okay, so that's the news. That's the tea. That's the word on the street, all of that in regards to real estate. So now we're going to go into our game. So I was here 3 previous sessions. The first session, we talked about 55 and older communities in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. The second session, we talked about how to prepare for moving, whether you're moving, to an apartment, a condo, single family house, moving out the state. What are some tips for help there? And session number 3, we had Julius Terrell, Esquire, and he discussed living wills. Was anybody here for all 3 sessions?
Raise your hand if you were at all 3, or maybe at least
Yeah,
one of
Miss
these
Ann, I
sessions.
think I was I was
Yeah.
seeing you because I think that you were there all 3 sessions. I remember seeing
Yeah,
you.
Miss Doris, I think
Yep,
you
Miss
did as
Doors.
well.
Yes, that's my
Love
aunt's name.
it.
I remember that.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
Miss Helen, thank
Helen, yep.
you.
Okay, so Alex, if you're keeping score, let's give them a point
Oh,
for being for perfect attendance.
oh, great, yes. And will your so are your questions multiple choice
They are
or
multiple choice and
okay?
true false.
Okay, so the first person that gets the answer will be able to receive that point. At the
Uh,
end, after your questions, if we'll see if there's a winner or if there's a tie. And if there is a tie at the end, we can we spin the wheel and pick who wins the prize from then. I'll be able to get that set up if we need to. Is that okay?
That sounds great. Thank you for setting the
Yes,
ground rules.
thank you. And there's not, is there 9 questions today?
I believe there are nine. Like I said, I did make a few, and no,
Uh-huh.
I think it's nine.
Okay, I'm just a ballpark so I can see. So I'll be able to keep track of the correct answerers and see who is being potentially winning that digital prize. Thank you so much for providing that, Kristen. So thank you so much.
All right. Okay, so let's begin. So we're going to start in this order. The first three questions come from session number one, 55 communities, 55 and older communities in the DMV. Question number one.
So again, please raise your hand if you would like to answer.
Okay, what does ITR stand for in a website browser? So ITR, it was on the previous slide, is it Innovative Touch Realty, Insiders Thrill Realty, or Integrated Team Realty?
Thank you, Gracie. What is your answer?
My answer is innovative touch realty.
Ooh, that is correct. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you. That is who we are. So you know, I had to slide that in first. That is
Thank you,
correct.
Gracie. Good job. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Oops. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Number two. So we talked about different types of senior communities. I remember Alex saying that this was something interesting. Which community allows members to own their unit? The first one, senior housing income sensitive communities, senior condo communities, or senior apartment communities.
So again, it's the first person that raises their hand. So you all have to be really fast in order to get to be called on. Again, first up is Gracie. Thank you so much. What is your answer?
I'm not sure, but it's a senior condo community.
Ding, ding,
Two
ding.
for two, Gracie. I know
That
that's
is
right.
correct.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest differences, well, between the apartment and condo and the senior housing income sensitive communities are apartments because it's a fixed rate. It is an apartment. It's a lease, as well as the standard senior apartment communities are leases. A condo, you own your unit. You do not own the building or the outside, but you own your unit and you can sell it at any time. So that is correct. The difference between a condo and an apartment. Okay, next question. I think this is true, false. Senior apartments can offer independent living, assisted living, and memory care in the same area. True or false?
Okay. Thank you. Anne, what is your answer?
The answer is true.
Ding, ding, ding. All right. Y'all 3 for 3. That's correct. And I had I thought that I put the sensors on the animation on here, but I don't think it's working, but that is true. So many senior apartments, not the fixed income communities, but the senior apartment communities, although you do not own your unit, you can benefit from transitioning from independent living to assisted living if you've had like a recent surgery and you need some extra care, and all the way to memory care if needed. Of course, there are costs associated with each stage as it requires a higher level of care, but the benefit is that you wouldn't have to move out of your community. This is usually housed all within the same development. Very good. All right. So I believe that's it for the questions from session number 1. So now we're moving into session number 2. Prepare to move. So in this session, we discussed who to call for what are some systems that can be implemented. Oftentimes, we get into a home and we stay there. Some people have lived in their home for over 30 years, but now they want to move. They maybe don't want to navigate the steps anymore. Maybe the situations have just changed where they need to right size, and it can be overwhelming. So for this second session, we provided tips and resources to assist all members of WildTech in preparing to move from beginning to end. So all of these questions correspond with this session. All right, the term aging elsewhere is a term generated when you do not want to move, but rather stay in your neighborhood. True or false?
Again, please raise your hand if you would like to answer. This is the 4th question, right, Kristen?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
The
thank
first
you.
question from session 2.
Yes, ma'am. Anne, thank you. First one up. What is your answer?
True.
Okay, so this one was tricky. This one was false. So the
Oh,
key here, the key here is elsewhere. So
Oh.
for this term is actually aging in place because you do not want to move. So when you're aging in place, you know, you are accustomed to your community. You live in, for example, let's say Tacoma Park, you've gotten used to your grocery stores, you have your place where you go for your cleaners, you know the people at the post office, and you just don't want to move. That is an option, aging in place. So when we talk about aging in place, we talked about accommodations for your current home, your current place of residency, so that as you know, changes may occur in life, that the accessibility is still there. And then some of the members also share some resources that they've used as well in regards to calling different entities to help you stay in your home, but still make it accommodate your lifestyle as we age. So that's aging. That correct term would be aging in place. Elsewhere, if you're moving, you know, you would call us and we'll help you find it. All right.
Okay, so no one got that one, which is okay. And again, don't forget to lower your hands, you all, after each question. So we have 2 hands up. Don't forget to lower your hand so that we can make sure that we know who's up first. Okay, but thank you so much.
Now he unmuted me.
Yeah, yes, that was an accident, Ms. Doris. I apologize. But yes, please raise your hand if you'd like to answer the question. Again, first one up will be the first one called.
Okay, next question. What system was introduced to help organize, keep thinking about it, and get rid of it when decluttering? Was it color coded, red, yellow, green? Were there shapes, circle, triangle, square, or were there quadrants like in our city, northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest? Uh-oh, Alex, are you with me?
Yeah.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was muted. Sorry, Kristen.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. Okay.
Dolores, what is your answer, Dolores?
Oh, they did the color coding.
Ding, ding, ding. That's right. Why do you think color coded, Mr. Dolores?
It was easier for them to keep up with the color code than with the shapes.
Okay, okay. See, this the teacher in me coming out. I'm sorry, you all. But yeah, so the color coded system, just kind of keeping in line with what we would usually think of the colors green, yellow, and red, right? That is easier. Like green means go, get rid of it. Yellow, you're thinking about it, and red, don't touch it. I want to keep it. So that's what the idea of the color coded system is. When you have people come over to help you, then the green you might be able to use for bulk trash, yellow if you wanted to use that when you're thinking about who you want to give it to, and then the red, don't touch it. All right, thank you. Okay, so we have
Thank you, Ms. Dolores. Don't forget to lower your hand and mute yourself. And again, make sure everyone lowers their hand before each question. Thank you so much.
and we
So,
just have questions left, actually. Not too many.
Okay.
All right, so our next question from session 2. You might know it already. What number do you call for bulk trash? 911, 311, or does the Office of Aging best assist you?
Okay, let's see if the first person can get it right. Yvonne, what is your answer?
I call 311 all the time.
I say somebody knows this one with
Oh, good job, Yvonne. Thank you so much.
That's good. That's good. And we need to do it from time to time. I have 3 little ones, and we have to organize and get the things out. So 311, that is correct. All right. So those were our first 2 sessions. Session 3 was a little different. We are guest speakers, but we also brought in a guest speaker as well, who we partner with to assist our clients, because although we are realtors and we deal with buying and selling real estate, we also want to make sure that we have a long list of vendors and members of our community to assist our clients with all the real estate needs, some of which we cannot answer some of the questions. So these final 3 questions actually come from Julius Terrell. And I'm going to pull up my notes from that session because, again, he was an expert. And so I had to take notes so that I could convey the information correctly. All right. Living will. When can a living will be created? Anytime before death with limitations, at any time. So think maybe a little tricky.
Well, I will just say this, Kristen. We actually had a guest last week, and they talked about a lot about wills and things of that nature. So, our seniors, they got a little bit of a review from another person, which is real funny. So that's why we may have so many hands. But wow, Gracie, thank you. You're the first one. What is your answer?
Before death with limitations.
Hey, yes.
I know that's right, Gracie.
I'm glad to see me for a change.
Thank you so much.
And you're right, Alex. I was impressed, like of all the hands that I was like, oh, everybody. So that's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, we want to make sure we have our business together, correct?
Yes.
So yes, before death with limitations, and specifically, a lot of the limitations are around elder abuse and just abuse of individuals if they've been, in an accident, or just to make sure that they are aware of what they're signing. So you think, there's a lot of variation between life and death, right? Like how you're living, this and the state of which you're living really makes a difference, especially when it comes to business. So before death with limitations, absolutely meaning that you're not, being forced to create the living will, that all parties are aware of what they're signing. And those are the biggest limitations, but there are other limitations as well. So that is correct. All right, you keeping
Thank you,
score,
Gracie. Yeah, yep, I'm keeping score.
Alex?
But thank you so much, Gracie. Really appreciate it.
All
Yeah.
right, just two more. Okay, if I have renter's insurance, I am protected from damage to personal property in the event of a natural disaster.
Okay. Dolores. Again, I'm getting a couple of chats in the Zoom. Again, the first one to raise their hand is the first one to answer. So you got to be really quick with raising your hand. Miss Dolores, what is your answer?
Okay.
Yeah. What is your answer?
It's true.
True, that's correct. That's
Oh,
correct.
good job, Miss Dolores. Thank you so much for answering.
It's true. So this one was a little tricky. I kind of snuck this in
You're
here.
welcome.
It was during the session of yes, thank you, Ms. Dolores. You were there. It was during the session of wills, but it was actually kind of part of the review, and Mr. Terrell happened to be on with the renter's insurance. So and on the flip side, if you do not have renter's insurance, and if there is an emergency within your building, then the building is insured by the owner, but your property is not protected if you don't have renter's insurance. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep that current, because you never know what may happen. All right, I believe this is the last one, but it looks like I may have two more. I believe this is the last one though. Let's see. Okay, a linear decision means that the property, in the event of a death, that the property can only go from up to down. So we're talking about like who gets what. So up to down, meaning parent, grandparent, or children. Are those the only two options when we talk about transferring property ownership? And this was the law of estastacy.
Thank you, Brenda, for Brenda Hill. First hand up. What is your answer?
I believe it's true.
Okay, so the key for here is only. So this one
False.
is false. That's right. This one is false because then it will go which way? In addition to up and down, because some people they don't have a parent or a child, then where would it go? It's a linear.
That's kind of tricky.
It is tricky, but it'll go to the siblings.
But it ain't go both ways though. It depends.
Yeah, but the key word is only in
Oh, okay.
Brenda. I think
Okay.
that's what
I
it
got
Kristen
you.
said. Only go down. So
Okay. I
thank
got
you
it.
so much.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
so you had the right idea, but the only piece is the part that's tricky. So if a person doesn't have a parent or a child that's living, then they will go to a sibling next. All right, and let me see. Okay,
Is there
one
another
more.
one? There's one more.
Yes, there's one more coming up, and this is still in with the wheels. Do you need an advance directive, which is another term for living will, if you have a power of attorney?
Please, yeah. Let's see. Dolores. Again, it's first hand up, first answer in. So really appreciate your participation, you all. Thank you so much. And this is a great practice of the raise hand feature. So thank you so much. Dolores, what is your answer? You got to hit unmute in the middle, Miss Dolores.
I apologize.
Miss-
Let's see.
yeah, Miss
Okay.
Dolores, what is your answer?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's a little difficult to hear you where you're
Hello?
at, Miss Dolores, but we can hear you now. What is your answer?
Can you
Yes, Miss Dolores, what is your
hear
answer?
me now?
No, Miss Dolores, it seems like
Oh,
you're having some connection
it's
issues, but what is your answer?
okay. That's no, you don't.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we're not
It's
able to hear you right now, Miss
false.
Dolores.
Uh,
You said false? Okay, I think that's what I heard, Miss Dolores. Um, Again, you're having some connection issues, so not sure how we can hear you right now, but I think she had said false. Is that right, Kristen?
okay. So
Uh,
the answer is in fact true. And this came directly from that session that a living will is needed. So the way that it was explained,
mhm. Sorry, we're getting a little reverb from Ms. Dolores, so sorry about that, Kristen.
okay. Yeah, so the power of attorney is established and it helps identify for healthcare and financial decisions. And the living will is a tertiary or third level for life-ending decisions. So they do cover different areas. And if you think about a lawyer is going to advise you to get the most coverage that you can. And so you can imagine that that would be true, that you would want an advance directive with your power of attorney. And that is it for our game. And I hope that we have a winner that we can acknowledge. But I thank you everyone for participating. I could tell the real competitive people on here. Um, thank you very much for participating. And really thank you just for being so warm and welcoming to Rashi and I. We weren't quite, this is our first year partnering with Wild Tech, and we weren't quite sure if we made the mark or missed the mark sometimes. And but everyone was always very warm and engaging and asking really good questions, some of which required us to do further research. And so it actually helped us as well. We hope that you keep us in mind. If you have any questions, then if we don't know the answer, we'll continue to look it up. But we know a little something to help you with your real estate needs. So I was saying all that so Alex could tally up the score to see who our winner is.
Yes, I really appreciate that, Kristen. So it's only one prize today, is that correct?
It is one prize today.
Okay, wonderful. So I am looking at our score. So we had two participants that answered one question correctly. We had one participant that answered two questions correctly. And our grand prize winner who answered three questions correctly is Miss Gracie Webb. So congratulations, Gracie. Thanks so
Thank
much for
you.
participating today. You won a
Let you
prize
stimulate back.
today.
Thank
Thank
So
you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you, Ms.
Uh,
Gracie. You won a $25 Amazon gift card. I hope that it will be of help to you as you shop online.
It will.
So I will get your email address. It's digital, so
yes,
it'll be emailed to you, and Alex will provide that to me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
yes, we will get that email to Kristen and just make sure you check out your inbox, Gracie. But again,
Okay.
congratulations and thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Um, And let's all, we'll congratulate Gracie in a second, but Kristen, I think you may have forgotten our poll today.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
can you kind of explain the poll a little bit? We'll congratulate Gracie, and then we'll just hear from any thoughts that you have, Kristen. But can you just talk about the poll real quick while I get it open?
Yes. So, as I stated, this was our first year partnering with WildTech. We want to make sure that we're not wasting your time. And we want to be able to provide as much information as possible that aligns with your needs. So, in speaking with Alex, we decided that a poll might be a good way to gather the data to see which topics might be of interest to you so that we can adequately prepare for returning in the fall. So based on your responses to this poll, we will position our presentations accordingly and do our research in the off season for anything to see, to answer any questions that you may have surrounding these topics.
Thank you so much, Kristen. So again, after we complete the ITR poll, we will be hearing from Kristen any last thoughts and congratulating Gracie. And again, don't forget to stay on and fill out our poll to let us know how you felt about today's session. But I just went ahead and launched it. So everyone in Zoom should see the poll on their screen. I'm not sure if you see it, Kristen, because you are a co-host, but
I do see it.
good. I just wanted to know. So again, there's one question: what new topics from ITR are you interested in? So I think I should just say, which topic are you most interested in? So out of the 4 that you see on your screen, please pick the option that you are most interested in. So what new topic from ITRU would you be interested in? Fall home maintenance. Which repairs make the most sense or bring the best value for resale? Tax implications for buying or selling in Washington, D.C., partnering with CPA, or how to add an accessory dwelling unit or ADU to your home or a family member home to generate income. What you're most interested in, please pick that option and then hit submit poll. Once you do, again, please make sure you stay on so you can hear again our closing with the ITR, and of course fill out if you enjoyed today's session and how you felt about it. So far we're about 40% participation. Thank you. Again, the most requested topic will be the first presented, then the second topic will probably be the second presented, so on and so forth. Thank you. We're at about 60% of the way there. I appreciate that. All of us should be in Zoom. Again, fill out the poll to again let us know which topics from ITR that you're most interested in. Please select the one that you're most interested in and then hit submit poll. Thank you. We're about Anne says she's interested in all of them.
Oh, good.
Me too. I always wanted to know how ADUs work because, you know, when you search for properties, you may see that come in or that term. So that's very interesting. I like that. We all need some maintenance once in a while, so that's always a good topic. But I like all of the ones that you selected.
Oh, good. Thank you. I hope that it helps. And I know sometimes we do get bogged down with the jargon and the terminology, but the accessory dwelling unit is pretty much like an apartment. For anyone who was wondering if you have like a home and you want to add like an apartment to the basement, or if you know have a family member that owns a property and they want to rent out the bottom unit and turn it into an apartment, or the top unit, or break it up, that would be considered an accessory dwelling unit. And even detached garages, like some people have like the detached garage on their property and they could turn that into an accessory dwelling unit or like an apartment. So just in case anyone was curious, my apologies for not making it clear in the question if someone didn't know when they wanted to select that topic, but I did want everyone to know.
Thank you so much for that. We're at about 70% of the way there. So we'll give about a minute or two left. Again, everyone that's in Zoom, please make sure that you select your most requested or interested in topic and then hit submit poll, please. Again, we're about 70% of the way there. So you have a couple of individuals that haven't filled out the poll yet. So please make sure you fill out the poll to let us know. But so far, it looks like we have a nice ranking so far, kind of how I would kind of schedule it out. So I guess we're all on the same page, which I really like. So we're still at 68%. So I really appreciate those that have filled it out. We're going to go ahead and end the poll. And I'm going to make sure that I have it saved, and I'll be sure to send that over to you all. Kristen, thanks so much for providing the topics, and that you're interested in coming back. We always have a ton of fun with you and learning about our history and our city, right? Okay, Kristen, do you have any last thoughts or any last tips or any thoughts about today's session or anything you'd like to share before we say goodbye? And congratulations to Gracie for winning today. Any thoughts?
No, just thank you again. And I hope that everyone enjoys their Juneteenth tomorrow. Look forward to seeing everyone in the fall. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you, Kristen and Rashi. We really appreciate all of your participation and your preparedness for today's session. We really appreciate it. Let's all say thank you to Kristen and congratulations to Gracie for winning a prize
Thank you.
today.
Thank you,
Congratulations,
Kristen.
Christy.
Congratulations, Miss
Thank you,
Gracie.
Kristen.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Congratulations,
Gracie.
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 Thank you, Kristen. I
Thank
enjoyed
Thank
your
you,
program.
Kristen.
Thank you all
Thank
so
you,
much.
Kristen. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Thank you, Miss
Thank
Kristen.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Kristen. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, you all. So again, we are going to go ahead and get started with our poll, and that will end our session for the day. But thank you all so much for attending. And again, I hope you all enjoy your Juneteenth holiday. We'll return our sessions on Thursday.